Approximately 70% of learning occurs while on the job. To ensure that employees earn proper credit for their development, it's essential to observe and document the outcomes of their learning experiences. On-the-job training allows observers to record learners demonstrating the appropriate understanding and ability in one or more operations or procedures. The On-the-Job Preferences page allows you to set default options for creating a material as part of on-the-job training, also known as OJT. On this page, you can choose the default settings for various fields that appear when you create a new on-the-job training. The available options include activating and making certain fields mandatory. The fields are as follows: date observed, which must be both active and required, training hours, score, comments, and the option to upload attachments. Below the list of default fields, there is an option for administrators to modify the default settings in the Learning Administration section. When this option is enabled, learning administrators can choose which on-the-job training record fields are active and mandatory for creating learning objects. However, if this is not enabled, on-the-job training settings cannot be modified at the level of the learning object. On-the-job training is not a separate training type. It is a type of material and can be created in the material administration. When you create a new material, you'll need to select Requires on-the-job training completion observers to display the additional options. To begin with, designate the observers who will verify the learner's completion. The first option, Managers, appoints the learner's managers to serve as observers. The Observers by Providers option allows you to select a provider and designate the associated instructors as observers. And the Observers by OUs feature enables you to choose a specific organizational unit type and select one or more particular OUs or user groups to be assigned as observers. The completion options that appear are determined by the settings you've customized on your On-the-Job Preferences page. Once you have set availability and configured emails, click the Save button to make them active in your portal. On-the-job training can be assigned to users, or they can request it themselves if it meets the availability criteria. Once the on-the-job training is recorded on a user's transcript, it will be marked as pending observer completion. At this point, the user will see a Notify Observer button. Clicking this button will send an on-the-job training observer notification email, informing the observer that the learner is ready for completion. A pop-up allows the learner to choose which observer to notify. After selecting, clicking Notify will trigger the email. Observers must complete the on-the-job training from the On-the-Job Training Observers page. On this page, observers will see a list of all the trainings they need to complete. This includes the title, version number, course code, and the number of users requiring observation. If an observer has multiple OJTs to complete, they can filter the list using the search box. Additionally, observers can view previously completed trainings and inactive users by toggling the Hide Recorded Observations and Hide Inactive Users options. When the observer identifies the user they wish to complete, they can either click the Record Status button or the Bulk Record button for observing multiple users simultaneously. This action opens a new pop-up window that presents various options configured during the creation of the material. The options that are required have a red asterisk next to the title. If the training has had multiple attempts, the Number of Attempts field will have a View History link to see past attempts. If using the Bulk Record option, all the users selected will receive the same result. Once the fields are populated, the observer can click the Record button to submit. If the observer marked the employee as failed, the training will stay on the On-the-Job Training page until it has been completed.